Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Light Sports Ramble. A little bit later tonight, I stopped out at the Detour Bar and Grill, played a little bit of trivia night. It was fun. Got the sports questions right. But why do they got to throw in TV and geography and history and abbreviations? It's totally mind-boggling to me. I'm not that smart of a guy. But I felt I did pretty good. I was there playing alone. And all these other teams have 5-6 people playing, and they all confer on the answer. So I thought I did pretty good. But anyway, I put the question out. I want some input from the listeners. What do you want to hear about on the Red Light Sports Ramble? Because I'm tired of just taking topics, talking, and just giving my opinion on stuff. So I threw it out today. I got a few topics. My friend Mandy wanted to know about fantasy football, wide receivers, a little bit low in her league, wants something good, who she should pick up. The problem is, it all depends on your league, Mandy. I don't know who's available. But I will tell you that when you look at it, the whole thing in Miami with Hartline and Wallace, if you can get Hartline, if week one's an indication, I know Mike Wallace came out, said he wasn't happy. Hartline is a possession receiver, so if you're in a reception league, Hartline's a good guy to have. I see Hartline getting a lot of catches and a lot of yards. I said this in an earlier ramble. Wallace is a one-dimensional guy. So you know what, Mike Wallace? You took the money, you went to Miami, now deal with it. Teams are going to double cover you because you run the go route. You're a one-dimensional receiver. That's why Pittsburgh let you go and didn't want to pay you the money. So take your comments, go back to the locker room, and play the game. Become an all-around player, Mike Wallace. So with that said, I have Hartline on the bench in one of my leagues, and I should have started him. But that's reality, Mike Wallace. You run the go route. They're going to stop the go route. Take your money, go buy some caviar or something, and shut your mouth. And play in the system. So on that topic of wide receivers, though, going back to it, if you can get Antonio Brown from the Steelers, I think that's a good pickup. I know the offensive line isn't good and Ben has to scramble, but I think Sanders and Brown, either one of those two receivers, are going to get the catches. The problem is that offensive line, especially with Pouncey gone, could be tough. But if you can get either one of those two receivers, that could shore up your receiving core. And even, I think, James Jones from the Packers. He wasn't targeted a lot in game one, but I think he's going to get his catches. I think he's going to get his touchdowns. So that's another guy you might want to look at. And again, I don't know if you can get these guys. But these are some guys that fell to the later rounds. And you might be able to pick them up. And there's a ton more. But I'm in the car. I don't have my roster for every team. But those three guys right there, Hartline, Brown, and James Jones from the Packers. If you can try to figure out how to get one of those three guys, I think you can at least play them in the flex position every week, and they can get you some points. So hopefully that helps, Mandy. It's as good as I could do on short notice. The other topic that got thrown out tonight is the U.S. and their World Cup berth. Congratulations again, U.S. 7 World Cups in a row. And I said last night, you need to win, otherwise you're going to put yourself in a tough position in that bracket. And you did it. You came out. You played inspired soccer last night. And I thoroughly enjoyed watching last night. Tim Howard, you're a beast in the goal. Now you need to keep your head on straight and keep playing that way. You played awesome. Johnson, you are also amazing in the air. Yeah, the goalie came out and gave you an opportunity, but we need to target you on corner kicks every time and get you the ball on your head. Because you darn near scored 2 goals with your head last night. Awesome play. And then Landon, I heard them say last night you could be the best American player to play. You're close. You finished last night, and that was awesome. My huge props to the U.S. national team for making the World Cup. And now I have to figure out how to get my tickets to go to Brazil. Because I am going to go, and I'm going to watch the U.S. live on another soil. Any soccer fan, that is the dream. And so I'm going to do it this year. Going to get my tickets, going to go to Brazil, going to watch the U.S. play. And if you play like you did last night, you can make some damage in the cup this year. But you got to get consistent. I need to see some consistent play. Because when you lost to Costa Rica 3-1, that's why I was doubting last night. So you got to get consistent. And I'm excited about the chances in the 2014 World Cup. Really excited for it. Then I had my friend Stacy throw out, surprised that Tim Tebow is not getting a look. And that she would at least take a chance on him on the practice squad. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not wasting a roster spot on Tim Tebow to play quarterback. He's just not consistent. Tim Tebow is not a consistent quarterback. I mean, the bar is set. These teams want their starting quarterbacks to complete 60 to 70% of their passes. I mean, that's just a given now. Tebow had a good run, but he didn't win games. And I say that because the defense really buckled down and gave him some opportunities. And I'm going to look back to the year when Tebow won his playoff game, and now I'm going to substitute this. Put Peyton Manning on that team the year before he got there, and they probably made a Super Bowl run with that defense. That defense played awesome. And so, I think Tim Tebow is a good athlete. But he has said he wants to play quarterback. Well, Mr. Tebow, I love you as a guy. You're a stand-up guy. Morally, ethically, you do things right. You stay out of trouble. You're a great team guy. But let's face the fact. You're not going to be an NFL quarterback. You need to change positions. And you can do it. You've got the body to change positions. Receiver, even a smaller tight end, but not quarterback. So all you Tebow lovers out there, he is not a quarterback. He is just not consistent when he passes the ball. And it goes back to, if he can't make it on the Patriots, I mean, he would have been a backup. But Belichick keeps the best players. And that's the sign right there. And New York was just a fiasco. You know, I don't care what Jet fans say or Tebow fans say. He wasn't going to be the quarterback in New York either. He's not going to be a quarterback. So we just need to stop that. And then my last topic tonight, going to go out to a big supporter of the Red Light Sports Ramble, and that's my friend Carl. And he said, just pick a winning quarterback. Well, Carl, tough to pick a winning quarterback. But I can go down division by division and tell you who I think the quarterbacks that just go out and you fear them because they're going to win. And when we start in the AFC, we'll start in the AFC East. Tom Brady, of course. The guy's just a winner. You know, week one, they struggled a little bit. But this is a guy, Tom Brady, that's going to bring those receivers along, and he's going to put them in positions to win. And then as we move along in the AFC, I think there's a quarterback that people are going to overlook, but I think Andy Reid, and I've said this all preseason, and I'm going to say it now, Alex Smith with Andy Reid is going to be a winning quarterback. I really believe that. So I like that. I like where Alex Smith went in Kansas City. I think he's now in a good system with a good coach to be able to win. I'm not going to sit and go with the elite quarterbacks, the Rodgers, the Mannings, all of those people. But I also think another winning quarterback that some people have probably written off, and I have to go against my feelings as a Packer fan, I think Trestman is going to make Cutler a winner. I really believe this. I think Cutler, and it so happens he is in a contract year, but I think Trestman's going to put Cutler in a position to win ball games. I mean, it hurts me to say that because I'm a Packer fan. And he plays on the Bears. But what I saw in week 1, I think Trestman is going to give Cutler what he needs to have confidence and to let him gain what he needs to be a quarterback. Now, is it going to be in Chicago or some other team? I don't know. Chicago is going to have a very tough decision. Are you going to pay Cutler the money, or are you going to let him go in free agency because you have nothing behind him? But I think that is a good matchup. Trestman and Cutler. So I hope that answered your question, Carl. Just a couple of quarterbacks. I have to keep it short because I won't be able to publish on YouTube if I go any further. But those are some of the topics that got thrown out tonight. I know, Mark, you threw out the Oklahoma State thing, and I answered that yesterday, and the answer, I don't know why these players are coming out now. I think it might just be a vendetta. Tried to answer in a tweet. Second and third string players. Starting quarterback that was there early in the 2000s even said, why would we pay second and third string players ample amounts of money when they mean nothing to the program? And if you read the articles, half of them didn't finish their time at Oklahoma State. They got into trouble with drugs, violations. They didn't even keep playing. And so now all of a sudden they come out. It makes no sense to me. I got to see the investigation. But the first thing that comes to my head, Mark, is that it's just a vendetta against Miles and Gundy because they're upset. I mean, I don't know any other reason why you'd want to come out and say that I got money. Because there's not going to be any financial reward from this other than trying to put people's name, rub it through the mud because you're upset, because you couldn't cut it. I mean, that's all I see, Mark. So, with that said, folks, hope you enjoy your night. I'll see you at the next red light tomorrow night. And tomorrow night, I actually have a co-host on the show. I am going to, on Thursday nights, co-host the Red Light Sports Ramble with, I'm going to call him a friend, Evan Watallison. He was on the show last week. Every Thursday night, the Red Light Sports Ramble will be co-hosted by Evan Watallison, talking football, some Badgers, some Packers, some NFL football. So if you're going to listen to any episode, tomorrow night's the night to listen when I have my co-host Evan Watallison on with me. With that said, people, I'll see you at the next red light. Enjoy your evening.